Week 3 of PFR Scoreboard on Lakeshore PBS tonight. Scores and highlights from around Northwest Indiana. A lot of conference schedules kicking off. And as usual, as we said in the first couple weeks, some surprises again tonight.
Oh, some big surprises. Certainly one,
More than one.
More than one.
I would say definitely more than one.
Yes.
We'll see which one you're thinking of and which one I'm thinking of when we come back on PFR Scoreboard.
Program support comes from NIPSCO.
Honey, who is this guy?
Oh, that's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Honey, why is Frank in our bedroom?
He's showing us ways to save money. Plus, he'll even help us install LED bulbs and new shower heads.
Oh, well, he is leaving before I shower, though, right?
To schedule an energy assessment and learn more about energy usage, visit nipsco.com.
Frank, could you hand me a towel?
PFR Scoreboard, a lot of surprises again in the third week of the high school football season. Let's start with the biggest one of the night for me.
For you?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is, I didn't see this disparity coming in this score tonight.
And that was?
Let's go out to 5959 Broadway. New Prairie got back on track after the opening night loss to LaPorte last week, with a huge win over a South Bend school where they scored 73 points. But this was supposed to be close tonight with New Prairie against Andrean. Let's check out some of the highlights, shall we? Now, there probably was a few Andrean players that maybe did not play tonight. We think after what happened last week against Bishop Knoll.
Oh, that's right.
But that would not explain what happened tonight score-wise.
This is always a tremendously competitive game. Russ Radke's New Prairie team comes in. They run the football right like this right here, right up the middle. And if you cannot stop that running game, you're not going to win.
Yeah, they had it all their own way tonight. There's their quarterback.
Right there, number 16, Nick Wilson, and he is outstanding.
He wasn't the only guy that was outstanding tonight, though. That's Ketterer, their fullback, with a nice run.
And here's Wilson actually passing the ball.
To Mender for a touchdown.
I say actually because New Prairie doesn't pass very much.
And this is what we thought we'd see more of tonight with some Andrean offense, but they were locked up.
They really were locked up. New Prairie did an outstanding job defensively. Look at that hole, and look at the speed that New Prairie has.
It's another one of their options. Mays all the way for the touchdown for the Prairie. And again, throwing the ball down the field wide open.
Wow.
That is the definition of a busted coverage right there.
Yes, that certainly is. And, maybe it was a wake-up call for New Prairie to lose that first week at playing LaPorte. But I'll tell you, they certainly have awakened.
Yeah, big punt return there for Andrean, but it didn't materialize into any points. There's their option
There's
game.
another, that's Wilson again, their quarterback.
They're running their ground game very effectively. Mays with another nice rush.
And
Fullback.
they just get through the hole so quickly.
Yeah, they are running, they're operating this very quickly as Wilson goes in there again for a touchdown.
Boy, we don't get much information on them. We don't see them very often in this, in our area. But boy, 42-3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beat Andrean twice last year.
Yep.
But they were
It wasn't this good.
At least the one in the sectional was much closer than that.
Right.
So the Niners go down tonight in big fashion, 42-3. All right, let's go out to Lake Central. It's the battle of the Indians, the blue and the red, shall we? As they kick off the Dueling Conference season. We knew Portage's offense was something to be scared of.
Right. You had to stop Anthony Maceo.
Maceo. Or
that one
Maceo.
too.
Maceo, there we go.
You had to stop him, and certainly Lake Central did not do a very good job of that tonight.
Here's Jalen Smith with a nice run, great blocking.
Wow, he was untouched on that end around.
Rolled out of bounds. LC trying to come back. It was seesaw early.
Yes, it was close early, and then here's,
Josh
Portage's defense has really stepped up a
Well,
lot.
they did tonight. They did tonight. This was their best defensive performance of the year by far. Corral and Josh Williams again. Here's LC scoring. Nice throw.
Pass by Bundalo.
Giovanni Lopez on the TD catch
He can fly.
for LC. But Portage's offense would not be stopped tonight. Michael McGregor right here. Cody Russell.
So they're showing some other people other than
Yeah.
Maceo that can run the ball.
But he had a tremendous night.
Oh, he did. 5 TDs on the night for Maceo.
I like those unis. With the white jerseys with the red trim over the silver pants. I like them.
You're redundant with Mr. Blackwell.
I'm liking the road unis for Portage as well.
By the way, second time this year that Anthony Maceo has had 5 touchdowns
Yeah.
in one game. That's impressive.
And Jake DeLange, did he have 5 more tonight?
Yep, he certainly did.
Second time for him back
That's
to
right.
back weeks.
There you go.
There's a pick.
Oh,
Stepped in
pick
front.
6 right there. Or maybe not. Maybe he's caught.
Devin Griffin with the pick. Caught from behind. And that sets up Jalen Smith. So Portage, again, playing that early, difficult schedule. And it helps tonight as a huge road win to start their Duneland Conference season. And you got to say Portage and Michigan City right now could be the biggest threat of somebody outside that's green and white in the Duneland.
I agree, and I think that Portage is, hitting on all cylinders tonight. That not only did they score 40, but also their defense played very well.
Well, Crown Point and Maryville, let's check that one out. This was expected to probably be a low-scoring affair, but not.
At least for one team.
Well, I mean, they still
Right.
scored some points.
Yep.
Well,
They
yeah,
did.
that's our point well taken. Okay.
Or at least for one team who's going to score not a lot.
Exactly.
Okay.
There you
okay.
go.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they scored some. Let's go to the highlights. Crown Point and Maryville kicking off Duneland Conference play. One of the questions out there was, would Cameron Wright come back tonight after getting banged up last week?
I guess your answer's about to come up right now. And see, that's a very dynamic young man. That could be another Anthony Maceo down the road. He could throw the football, didn't throw it that time, but still he could throw the football, make plays, but got to be more consistent and stay healthy.
Little screen action for the Pirates. That's one way to slow down that rush. Maryville trying to hit a little screen instead of maybe throwing it out in the flat, trying to get some heat off that pass rush. Maryville's defense stepped up last week in their loss to Penn.
Only 7 points given up. Not bad at all.
No, that was very good.
And Crown Point's got a good offense, but here's the problem there. Can the offense avoid turnovers? Because we know the defense can get it done, but the Maryville defense gets it done on this
Well, that was
play.
the biggest play of the night. Anthony Swims with the pick 6, taking it the distance. What looked like Crown Point was driving. Hey, one good screen deserves another, right?
There you go.
Right there.
Safe play.
Gomez ran the ball effectively for Crown Point.
And let's give
got-
that kid credit because he was injured
Yep.
at the end of the first half. Came back and made some big plays in the second half.
But Maryville must have found some things offensively. They hit some big runs to score some points, some big plays that Crown Point wasn't able to make it a tougher field.
Yeah, and
drive.
Maryville's offensive line kind of opened up some nice holes for the running backs. And in the thing that Maryville didn't do this week that they have done in the past is that put the ball on a turf.
Yeah.
Not as many turnovers.
34-26. Surprised that Maryville scored 34 points tonight. Although some of them came from the defense.
Yes.
You know, with the pick
Right.
six. But still
Well,
a shot.
this will be a good one next week. Portage at Maryville.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The
We'll
Maryville
see.
defense will be tested again because Portage's quarterback, last time I checked, he's something.
He's pretty good. And again, we saw the rest of his offensive teammates carrying the ball tonight.
Exactly.
So they have a diversified offense as well. All right, how about East Chicago and Munster? Two teams still not sure of what they've got. The Stangs with two difficult opponents to begin with.
Well, how do you like those uniforms? Those sort of like the ones.
Yeah, I like those.
There you go.
Not enough red, though, probably in those helmets.
He's
Aren't
taking
they-
this stuff seriously.
Aren't they the Cardinals?
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. You should have red if you're the Cardinals. This is true. Works in St. Louis.
All right, there's the socks. The quarterback at least has the socks with red.
Well, there you go.
East Chicago is still tough to figure out. You know, they can score points, but boy, Munster's a young team, but Munster played very well tonight. Rather disciplined.
Munster's kind of hard to figure out as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're wondering with this performance tonight, you know, they weren't ready for prime time in week one against Lake Central, I guess.
No, they were.
Their defense did not play well, and they didn't generate much offensively.
Well,
they
welcome
came
to.
on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
No, they came on, last week against Chesterton. They didn't play poorly.
No, they
against
did not.
But
Raheem Butler was making the runs today. Vinny Bravo, I think I saw, had a touchdown pass.
Well, you know, we talked about Munster and question marks about that football team. Really, if you're not one of the top three teams in the region, isn't that the case for just about everybody? We're not sure what they have. You know, it just has to play out the season.
That's true. That's true, and from week to week, there's a not a lot of consistency
Right.
as well
Yep, exactly.
from team to team. Until we get it figured out, which we may not. But injuries play such a big factor,
Very true.
and it seems like we've had a lot of injuries the last couple of years as well.
By the way, did I just see an East Chicago player with green shoes on? Tell me I did not see that.
Javon Richards had a nice game as well for the Stangs. Dylan Bullock with the TD catch there, and a nice win for Munster. A young team. That'll be a good matchup next week. The Morton, the Governors, their defense played well tonight against Lowell, so that could be an interesting matchup next week as well. That Hobart East Chicago game, I believe, has been moved for Saturday morning.
yeah, I think so.
So, which is a little different.
Very different. That's normally a Gary High School thing. We moved the game to Saturday. Yeah.
All right, we got highlights of Valpo and LaPorte coming up. Let's hit the scoreboard first. From across Northwest Indiana, Michigan City had a problem with penalties tonight, but they overcame that, 35-14. Any surprise there? Tommy? Chesterton had scored a lot of points in their first two ball games, but not many tonight.
Well, Coach Mason, you knew you'd have his team ready after that Homewood Flossmoor shellacking last week. You knew coming back into Dunlap Conference play, they'd be ready. Yes, Chesterton put some points on the board, but Michigan City, pretty good football team with McCullough at quarterback.
Wayne, I heard you guys talk to Coach Kilmer. Not thrilled with their offense, not thrilled with their offensive line blocking, but I mean, their defense must have played pretty well. Jansky and company and Justovich, and it is surprising though that Morton was able to defend their skill, the low skill offensive players one-on-one and put 8 guys in the box.
Well, Coach Kilmer was not real happy with this
Yeah.
win. And, he even said that the focus and some, at points, they really need to get back and understand, the Lowell tradition, what is happening here.
That rush 3, drop 8, it only worked for IU
Yes.
for last night for 2.5 quarters. So, but it looks like it worked for Lowell tonight for the entire game.
But he said a win is a win, so that's great.
Highland got the big victory tonight. over Hammond Clark. Hobart shuts out Westside. KV, we thought they would get a big victory tonight at home over Hammond. Tommy, and that one stayed true to form.
Yeah, well, Kankakee Valley's a good football team. Hammond still another one of those teams still trying to find their way. And when you go up against a good football team, it's awfully hard to find that way. And that's what happened tonight, although they did put 20 points on the board.
North Newton's offense got healthy tonight against
Boy,
Hammond
they
Gavin.
really did. They didn't score, or I think they had 7 points last week and then 0 the week before, and they put up 43 against Gavitt.
Yeah, that's an impressive offensive performance. I don't know if that one's gone final yet. On my phone, they were still playing South Central 39, Calumet 32. Maybe it has gone final. Griffith shutting out River Forest, and Hanover shutting out Lake Station.
Hanover is a good football team, but how good they are, we don't know. We got to see them play against a tough team.
Well, yeah, no doubt. Wheeler, big over Bishop Knoll tonight. And another big surprise of the night.
This is the upset of the night. This is the upset of the night.
I really don't think it is.
Really?
No, I was more shocked by the New Prairie game.
Okay.
42-3, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I was definitely more shocked by it.
but you had two balanced teams,
Did
and
you
that's
miss
why.
the Griffith Whiting game last week? Did you miss it?
No, but
I know
you,
you- I know
remember
you-
you said
I remember you picked Whiting, but it was 35-0 at halftime.
But you said, remember, last week that Griffith was so powerful at 4, you know.
well, they're
that
still
White-
one of the smallest 4A schools in
Yeah.
the state.
Let's give Boone Grove the credit.
Oh,
that they
I'm
deserve.
definitely giving them credit, but then you're wondering, well, how did they lose to River Forest last week, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know,
I
should have beat
agree.
River Forest last week.
Yes, they should have.
If they're, you know. gonna
Welcome
be-
to 219 football.
All right, we're arguing, folks. Sorry, we got to go to a timeout. There's the big Rensselaer win over North Judson tonight, and there's the other scores that we don't have the Bowman score. We will get a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk the game of the night, Valpo and LaPorte, right after this on PFR Scoreboard.
For more information on everything Prep football, visit us on Facebook or on Twitter at PFR Sports.
All right, game of the week, game of the night out in LaPorte, Valpo and the Slicers, and an interesting game. Some opportunities lost for LaPorte tonight.
Again, this is the second week in a row that LaPorte had 2 fumbles within the 5-yard line that could have put them ahead.
And you know, the thing about LaPorte, they had some personal issues involving their coach.
Yep.
And unfortunately, we didn't talk about that yesterday when we interviewed him. But you have to wonder, and not to take anything away from Valpo, but you have to wonder how much that's weighing on those kids right now.
Yeah, let's go to the highlights. Their offense moved the ball again tonight, but couldn't cash in.
They really could, and one of the reasons was Marcus Carcello for Valparaiso with 2 picks.
Well, there's a beautiful throw, but the big story of this game, too, was Jake Lefew, whether or not he was seriously injured. That's still a debate going on whether that's what happened or not. But some of the reports on Twitter was that he was seriously injured tonight, and that's why he did not come back into the ball game for Valpo.
And if you're Valpo, things have gone right for you from jump. You beat Penn, you beat Mishawaka. And if LeFew is injured, injured and misses a certain amount of games, it turns the Duneland Conference topsy-turvy.
Jesse Harper, he was outstanding all season long, had a score again tonight. Nolan Lorenz with a nice big run for the Slicers. Even though Valpo's defense bent really for the first time all season tonight, they did not break.
Well, they play Michigan City next week, correct? They'll get another opportunity to bend but not break.
Oh, that was
they've
a
got the
great
speed,
strip
too.
right there.
Yeah. Good by the defense. And look where they got the strip, right in the red zone.
Obviously, Valparaiso watched the film of last week's game against Hobart and really practiced all week long of stripping that football.
That was a great strip. Here's Harper again.
That Harper kid, you have to ask yourself, if he were with any other team, would he be a bigger star? Because he's got talent.
Yes, he
No,
does.
he's kind of short. I don't think he'd be that big of a star. I think he's 5'7".
Was that a joke?
There's a pick right there. I think
Man's height.
that's Scarcello
Yeah.
for Valparaiso.
Michael
on that nice pick.
Scarcella with a
Yep.
huge strip.
Look at that. Look
hit.
at that run back.
Nice.
Don't forget him for Defensive Player of the Week.
No, I certainly will. I wrote it down.
17. I'm going to apologize to Jesse Harper. That was a bad joke.
That was cold, man.
He is a big man on campus.
Yes, he is.
Exactly. Now you're talking.
17-6. 17-6. Valpo undefeated, but the big news off the field. Valpo can do some different things on offense, but will it be as effective if Leffew's out for an extended period of time?
Well, you can't expect them to be as dominant without Leffew in the lineup. That's your quarterback. That's the guy that's been leading you for the past year. Plus, you don't have him in the lineup, it's going to make a big difference in that Michigan City game next weekend for the Duneland Conference race period, although that defense is pretty darn good.
Defense is outstanding, but I think having a week to practice if he's not able to play is going to be big, for Valpo. Without, at least they'll have some practice time to get ready for a game. But their defense has been outstanding. We'll see. That's interesting. You don't like to see kids get hurt.
Yeah.
Especially in lose game time. 17-6 Valpo with the victory over LaPorte. Their defense, again, we saw them cause the turnovers. Anything else? What other big surprise? My big surprise was New Prairie. Yours was Boone Grove.
It
What
was.
about you, Tom?
I got to side with him on Boone Grove. I mean, he picked on him during the break about, you heard it already, guys, but yeah, I got to side with him. I mean, I did not see that coming.
It's so easy at a small school to go up and down in your athletics. If you as you guys know, just because you graduate guys and then you can't replace them. So when you're looking at a smaller school, it goes in those cycles, man, and it's hard to replace some guys sometimes at a smaller school like Whiting or a 1A or 2A school. All right, rapid fire scores. I was going to pick Maryville. I was going to pick Portage with the check mark, and I let the Sagarin ratings talk me out of it. It's too early in the season to be relying on Sagarin ratings. I don't know what I was thinking. And Maryville and Portage both win tonight. Maryville 34-26 over Crown Point. Remember, the Bulldogs beat the Pirates to win the sectional last year.
Yep, that's right.
Beat him in the regular season, too.
That's why I picked him.
And
lost.
The Red Indians have kind of owned the Blue Indians.
Yes, they
in
have.
recent years.
That's right. They beat him in sectional, didn't they, last year?
Even when Portage, I think they won one game a couple of years ago.
Right.
It was against Lake Central.
Right. That's right.
So, there's something going on with that. Michigan City 35-14 over Chesterton. Elsewhere, there's my shocker of the night just because of the disparity of the score. I mean, Andrean supposedly dominated Lake Central in their scrimmage. They had their way with Maryville in the first week. Had
Bishopville the second week, but you're right. New Prairie definitely. That score I would have never ever picked.
Lowell shuts out Morton. Red Devils, I mean, give Morton credit. They played well tonight, really good defensively. But
Lowell did what they had to do to win.
Well, and then they start with Crown Point and Portage, and I think
Right.
there's going to be a little bit of a letdown maybe after that of those two.
Well, I'll tell you about Lowell. They got the best wide receiver / running back / quarterback combinations in Northwest Indiana.
They do.
He only got 19 points. So give Morton a little credit there.
Highland 69-12 over Clark. Big win for the Trojans. Hobart 2 in a row with a shutout win over Westside. Big win for Munster. Get some positive mojo for their ball club after a couple of very tough games to start the season on the schedule.
And then Kankakee Valley and Hammond here. Hammond played well for the first half or so, stayed right with KV, but then KV blew it open.
Sort of like that IU game last night against Ohio State.
Kind of like the KV Wheeler game a little last week. Two KVs got, bigger school, more depth. North Newton, I think they scored like 6 points this year. Their offense got well tonight, at least for the time being. South Central with the win. Hanover on a roll. Is it too early to look ahead to the Hanover-Griffith game?
No, it's not.
I think that's going to be interesting.
We're sportscasters are supposed to look forward. Only the coaches are supposed to look game by game.
Okay, we can look ahead, right?
There you go.
Knox beat Culver 27-10. Knox is undefeated. Winnemac wins. Rensselaer big over Judson. Valpo 17-6 over LaPorte. So there's your scores for week 3 of the high school football season. Looking forward to next week. Is the game of the week just going to follow Valpo, or what's the game of the week next week?
Follow Valpo because
Michigan City.
you got several lead-ins in this.
Yeah.
How healthy is the quarterback?
Yeah,
Can Michigan
right.
City actually step up and
We're
beat?
out of time.
Yeah,
So
we are out of
you
time.
have to cut you off. All right, we'll see you Thursday night on PFR. Good night.
Program support comes from NIPSCO.
Honey, who is this guy?
Oh, that's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Honey, why is Frank in our bedroom?
He's showing us ways to save money. Plus, he'll even help us install LED bulbs and new shower heads.
Oh, well, he is leaving before I shower, though, right?
To schedule an energy assessment and learn more about energy usage, visit nipsco.com.
Frank, could you hand me a towel?